Hello, good morning everyone. Welcome back to my Floramancer world. Hope you're all having a great Sunday morning and yeah, are ready to have some fun. Wandering around my base aimlessly, trying to figure out what to do. No. I've had some rooms I've been creating just to kind of build up some supplies. Again, we're still just doing the bulk crafting, but I do want to get to automated crafting on a lot of levels. How are we doing here? 29. Why aren't you working? Oh, I bet the water's gone. The water is gone. I have to fix this. Yeah, let's fix this real quick. We need to pick up the lava that's in here. And over here. There we go. And I think what I might do is push the water back, if I can, to there. Do that again and see if that doesn't fix it. Oh, hello. I didn't put the lava back in here, guys. Whoops. Fixed. Okay. Better, much better. Yay. There's my extra brick from breaking out where the water is. Okay. Fixed, turned off, we're good to go. Okay. Now we can actually get something started. Alright, so last time we were working on the Spectralis flower. We were getting wool sorted and collected and the actual setup done. I have completed that, so let's give you a look-see. We had some problems with it yesterday where these other lines were mixing in with this one and it wasn't able to independently turn each torch off dependent on which wool was actually not full or full or whatever. So what I did was I dropped this comparator down one because it was at the same level. Dropped it down so I could put a block here, and there's actually a torch on the back of this block, I believe. Hang on. Nope, it's just a line, which when it reaches, it powers this block, which will turn that torch off. Yay. So I did have to move out the line here. I had to move it out one to do that change, but I did it on all 4 setups. And the setup underneath here, this is mostly the same, except for I had to put a block here. And that block is what transmits the signal. So that's what we've got. Sorry. I still have one little thing to figure out before we would actually be able to get this running. And I'm thinking I might need to just use a piston with a block to create the connection. My problem is when this is lit up, when it's out of wool, it triggers this one more time. So you know how it'll trigger it each time this flipped over, and when it runs out, it triggers it again. Well, that time that it triggers, it clearly won't have all the wool that it needs because it's triggering it saying, "Hey, don't run the Spectralis anymore because I'm out of wool type." So I need to figure out how to break. I don't think I need a repeater here, so any of these, this area here, I need to be able to turn it on and off when this line comes on. So I haven't worried about figuring it out yet, so we'll get to it. Then in the front here, I prettied it up. So I made it look pretty. Put living rock in between where all of the red string containers are. I put mana glass in the spots where the redstone repeaters are. And then I framed it out in living rock. Hi, Falkendov. Nice to see you. That's really what I did. So ultimately, this will probably go over and we'll cover up the back area. I mean, we'll have an access door probably, but the back doesn't need to be accessible. We'll just have this visible. And where the flower is going to go is right here. And we'll need to have the ability to replace the flower, that sort of thing will go in this area. So that is what we've got. And I'm not going to work on this today. Today, we're going to do some other things. Now, we do have these starting to fill up. It's okay. I do not know. I need to have another turn off switch. And I'm not 100% sure if I'm just going to have to set it manually to turn off the wool collection here when these are full, because these only go to a certain tier. They don't go any further. So, don't know right now. But we'll need to be able to turn it off eventually. And then also, since yesterday's stream, I have placed some blocks. Over this way is where I want to do the rune automation so that it creates a certain level of runes to have on hand. So I laid down floor. These just happen to be the blocks that are still some hanging in this thing. This was a crystal cave and I haven't cleaned out the ceiling at all. But I made the floor, and everywhere that there is a cobblestone block is where one of the runes is going to be crafted. So we'll be getting to this eventually. This is runes. We're going to do runes in here. Likely going to have 4 runic altars. 1 for each edge. Falkendov, what if just 1 is filled? Wouldn't that mess up the farm? I'm not sure I'm following you. What if just 1 of the wool chests is full? And what do you mean by wouldn't that mess up the farm? It just wouldn't get picked up if it kept getting harvested. It would just sit up there to despawn. It'll just keep going and the chest will just be full. That's it. Right now. It'll just have a bunch of wool up there waiting to disappear. Because I don't have a way to shut it off yet when these are full. No, I don't have that set up yet. I don't have it set up to turn off when they're full. So no, it'll just continue to harvest wool indefinitely right now. So yeah. 2 things I want to work on right now. One is I would like to work on getting hydrangeas and endoflames automated and get them passively created so that I have some on hand instead of crafting them on demand here. And that means making the setup over here where I want to do my flower crafting. So we're going to need to get the Corporea network over there. We're going to need to set up a bucket refiller station over there so we can have water buckets. And then we can make the setups that we have back here, but with corporea instead. So, I'm sorry, my throat is just really scratchy this morning. But, so I'm gonna try to think this through a little bit. We need corporea sparks and droppers. Let's do that first. Corporea sparks. Droppers, we might need some more because 8 won't get us very far. Let's get 10 more. Okay. And let's go. Do I have... put that away, but... and to go that direction, I don't have any going that way. That might be my best option though, is to make some go that way up there and then come down instead of trying to jump down this way. Yep, let's do that. Alright. So this is the furthest spark. This is the spark we're going to want to connect to. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do it right here. Yep. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to put it here. Five, 6, 7, 8. And that might be far enough. Might need to start going down. Or up. Let's find out where this is. Negative 411, negative 440. 140. Negative 411, negative 140. Let's find out where that is. Down here. 411, 140. Yep, it's about right here. So we just need to go up there a bit, and we can bring corporea down into this area. So, let's do that. We'll need to be able to make a nicer way up and down from there eventually. All right. Make sure you connect. You're not connected. Did I go down too far? There, that one's connected. And that one's connected. I know I'm just gonna break through at one point here, and that's okay. That one's too far down. That one's connected. Okay, we're getting there. There it is. Yay. Okay. Let's do one here just so I can see it. That should be fine. Okay. We have made it to there, which means I think I'm going to do this side first for flowers. Get rid of these things. We'll make them look pretty eventually. Right now it's just figuring out the automation for the flowers. And we'll do hydrangeas right here at this spot. This row here will be hydrangeas. What do I want to use to actually send things into the petal apothecary? I'm trying to think that through. There are options. We're going to be putting it a little too close to use a spectranthemum. And there's no petite version of that. Yeah. This guy needs a 5x5 space. It'll pick stuff up and teleport. It would work. There's also luminizers, which are really cool. We would need the launcher. What does the detector one do? Gonna take a diamond per luminizer. Let's see here. Book. We'll do... Take a look at this a second. Wraps the fabric of reality of any dropped items that do not contain mana around it, teleporting them somewhere else in the world. After teleported once, another of these flowers can't... Yeah, well, that's fine. They only need to be teleported once. Needs envy and water. We've never made an envy rune before. Shift click. That's elven quartz. Gotcha. So that's a thought. Oh, and then we wanted to look at luminizers. Functions just like a regular luminizer, however it sends out a redstone pulse every time something passes. No, I don't need that. It's saying living being... Oh, dropped items, there it is. Luminizer launcher needs to be placed down adjacent to luminizers, and when it receives a redstone pulse, it'll randomly distribute all living beings and dropped items on top of it into all of the adjacent luminizers, causing them to go on their merry way. Should maybe play with that a little bit. Do I want to do luminizers, or do I want to do the flower? Alright, so we have partial stuff here. Let's grab some things I'm going to need. I'm gonna need a crafty crate, which I think I need to make. I have planks, so we'll do that. Gonna need to make some corporea things. We'll start with the crate. And we need some red string. We need red string containers. We only have 12 red string left. We need those. And we need, for the hydrangea is the one we're working on. Hydrangea is 4 petals, a seed, and a water bucket. So we need 6. We need 6 of those. Sack of living rock. Is it all one word? It is. Okay. Do we have any chests in here? We have 2. So we'll get these made. I don't think I can put them right next to each other. Need a couple more funnels. Funnels are droppers and corporea sparks. I'm trying to think this through in my head. I haven't actually made one of these before, so it'll be fun to do something that I didn't try in creative first, I think. I hope it's fun. Alright, so if we put the open crate there, I don't know, like I said, I don't know if... Oh, I shifted so those went down, I bet that's why. Need to turn that one. I need to turn it that way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. Like that. Okay, that's all pointing to the open crate. No, I must have hit mute. Thank you for... Yeah. Alright, so I don't know when I accidentally hit mute, but I'm just going through trying to figure out where to put the timer that we have like in the petal hall to request hydrangeas. What is that block anyway? This is a funnel. What I actually need, Corporea, the interceptor probably. Interceptors intercept requests. I know there's a way to do this, and being a redstone noob and whatnot is slowing me down to think about it. Alright, so say we have a chest here and it's full of hydrangeas, or it's got enough on hand. There's going to be a comparator signal coming out, and we're going to be able to turn off the timer that requests hydrangeas. Let us look up that interceptor. Whenever a request is fired to the Corporea network, no, that's not what we want. But the crystal cube. That might be what we could do. Okay, what I'm thinking is, yes, we'll have chests for storage of these, but I'm trying to figure out how to do the clock that will trigger this setup for dropping petals. One, it needs to be on a timer, so that it doesn't just drop a huge pile of stuff before it can pull it over here to make the flower. And then the timer needs to go again if there still needs to be more added to the storage. And the way we can detect whether we have enough is with a crystal cube, because you could pull a comparator signal off of a crystal cube. So if we did a crystal cube up here somewhere, or actually back here, because there's no reason the signal can't go this direction. So we do it back here somewhere where the crystal cube says, and the clock, whatnot, is all on the other side. Okay, so there's that. Clearly not over my cold, can you tell? I'm just... Boy, this feels so overwhelming because I'm trying to figure out things probably in a backwards order. where am I going to store? And I also learned that you can send wireless redstone signals through the Corporea network. We could learn that. This is definitely the setup that will work for one. The bucket refilling station, let's move on to that so that I can keep thinking about other things. Now I know I'm going to have flowers all around here, so I'm going to have a whole bunch of open crates with stuff. Hopefully I will be able to spread them out so that they're not trying to make flowers at the same time. I'm sure that there's a way to say don't do anything because the Petal Apothecary is busy, but I'm not 100% sure. But the water creation, we could put that right in the middle. I'm thinking, guys, trust me. We're doing stuff I've never done before, and so that takes a little while to try and figure out. So I was thinking I could do the water in the middle. We did the water in the middle. I'd probably want it to do... a 3x3 water spring, and we can probably do with lining it. And then we'll figure it out. Okay. So we know that if we put an empty bucket in a dispenser and give it a redstone signal, it will fill the empty bucket. Okay. So we're going to use that logic. Let's grab a dispenser and a Corporea funnel. Let's see, do I have a dispenser? Oh, I have droppers. All I have are droppers. So let's make a dispenser. This is an alternate recipe. This one is not in everything. And I did this wrong, didn't I? No. Yep. String is always straight. Dispenser. And do we have a Corporea funnel? No, we need to make a Corporea funnel. All right. And I can have more than one of these, I'm pretty sure. So what we would do... Nope. That's a start. That's a start. Okay. So we're gonna want, just like before, to create a clock onto this so that it fires and fills up a chest with buckets of water, because we don't want this will fail if there aren't any buckets of water in the system. And I don't think I'm good enough to use an interceptor and retainer. The interceptor would say, oh hey, there's no water buckets, so let's make one, and the retainer will remember what part of the network wanted it. I would have to really poke through stuff to figure out how to do that on my own. I mean, I understand what it's supposed to do, but right now we've got this, that when given a redstone signal will take an empty bucket from the network, which we don't have any, but we'll take an empty bucket, put it in here, and because it's on top of a dispenser, it will immediately fill it. And then we're gonna need to do probably a hopper underneath that will pull the empty bucket, the full bucket out and store it. Here's a thought. Okay, this feels really derpy for me, but if we made a bunch of buckets, and I'm gonna grab a button too, just because I don't want to make an hourglass. Or we can use this button. Let's use the stone button. Make a bunch of buckets. Sure, 21 buckets works. Is that how many fit in a chest? I guess it doesn't matter, does it? We're gonna just put a whole bunch of buckets in there. And we're gonna put, oh, I didn't want to put the button in there. I'm gonna put the button here. Okay, now what I'm wondering, I'm pretty sure, is once that dispenser is full, it dumps it out, doesn't it? Yeah, it's dumping it out. That's not what I want. So, okay. We'll have a chest with empty buckets in it. Okay. Hi, Silver. Hopper, need a torch. Need to put the blue slate away that I've got in my inventory for some free space. And I'm gonna go look at this setup because we don't need something that this does right now. We need something similar, but we need to keep a certain amount of buckets on hand and not craft on demand like this one does. So this is inverting this has a torch on the hopper under here that will pull it out. When it's got a bucket of water in it. Well, flour just was made. And there's the bucket. Okay. So Let's go underneath somehow. All right, there's our dispenser. And it... I want to put the dispenser there so that it goes into a chest. There shouldn't be anything in there. And then we need to disable that. Because otherwise it'll immediately pull out a full bucket. Or it'll immediately pull out an empty bucket. Now, what I'm wondering is, how to do that? How do I do that? How do I, and that triggers the dispenser. I don't want that. Wow, that's interesting to know. Okay. If I put you over here instead, do you trigger the dispenser? Yes. I suppose that could work in conjunction with whatever clock I create. It doesn't trigger the corporea, just the dispenser, so that's good to know. So to turn that torch off, it'd be nice to be able to put a redstone signal into that. Oh, no, I don't need a clock. Thanks. Alright, so that... Those of you who are redstone geniuses, or at least understand what I'm trying to do here, I would love your assistance. Because yeah, really would like some assistance trying to figure this out. I know it has to work. I've not seen something similar to this, but the logic of it seems sound. We know from the other ones that a signal comes out of a dispenser depending on the type of bucket that's in there. Empty bucket is 1 signal. A full bucket is 2. So if we used that and pulled the 2, the signal strength of 2 out and over to turn that torch off, it will pull the empty buckets out. If we trigger this, that only puts the bucket in there. So we need to actually do the comparator setup that we have over there to make it actually do something. And we're gonna have to move this up. So let's do that first. The reason we have to move it up is because we need to, if we do our setup like we have before over there, we need to send power into this block, but we don't want to trigger the corporeal funnel again. I don't know what happens when so say we need to put power into that block. There is absolutely no buckets. Oh, let's take the buckets out of there. Did that put another bucket in there? It did. Does it do 2 blocks or just 1? Hello, Corporea. Funnel. 1 or 2 blocks. This is 2 blocks, so it can't go up any higher. I don't know. There are vanilla setups for this, guys. They seemed a little complex. But I have to be able to figure this out. I mean, there's got to be a... I hate that I'm so terrible at redstone that staring at this forever is not going to solve my problem, but I also don't know how to go about solving it. I don't know how to go about figuring out what I have to do. So those of you who are great with redstone, I envy you so much. So much envy. Alright, I know how to put empty buckets into the dispenser. And I don't know if... will this trigger both? There's nothing in here, right? No. Would it if that were a repeater? Definitely need a better method up and down. Do I have repeaters? I have repeaters. I don't think I have any comparators, and that's something I'm going to need too, most likely. More singing, really. All right. That does not trigger the dispenser. This does. Or was it the other way? It was there. That did. But So is it staring me in the face? Do I need to do the comparator thing? Like what the other one is set up for? I'm really out of any kind of space in my inventory because I have garbage in there. But let's make a couple... one comparator? Let's see what we can do. Let's all these water buckets and empty buckets. I need more living rock as well. Let's use these slabs. So what we know from doing the other setups is that when there is an empty bucket in here, it gives off a signal of 1. And when there is a full bucket in here, it gives off a signal of 2. All right. We might need to move this because I'm going to need to put... I don't think I need to put anything under those, do I? But I don't want to have this exposed. Remote comparator for the win! We'll probably end up doing that. I need to somehow power... I need to send a pulse to the dispenser and not unlock the hopper, and then I need to unlock the hopper. Let's go look at our other system again and see just how we could add corporea to it, because it might just be staring me in the face that this method is what I need to set up over here. Okay. Adding corporea to this. Huh, could it really be that easy? Oh, we got another flower made. Instead of putting a corporea up here, because this is the block that triggers the dispenser, and this is the hopper hawk that picks up empty buckets, can it be as simple as putting the empty bucket corporea funnel above an open crate here and just have it fire when an AND gate? No, have it fire pulled off of this line. So, because this is the line that drops the full bucket. So if we pulled it off of this line and had it go up to fire the corporea funnel again, that seems like a more direct method if we just build this again and then go from there about adding corporea to it so that it'll keep a certain amount on hand instead of on demand. Alright, so I need to get this built and we're going to pull it down. It's too high up. It'll all this redstone will show and I don't want that. So we'll pull it down under the grass and go from there. I need 2 repeaters, a couple of a redstone torch, some redstone. I need the comparator I've got. Alright, I think I've got slabs. Okay, so number 1, let's get rid of this water so we can move you. Then tear all this apart. Put the buckets I've got in here. Okay. Whoop. That was unplanned. Oh, there's a witch around here somewhere. Laughing at me. There she is. Okay. Ooh, 2 glowstone, I'll take. We can definitely still put it down here. I just want some space. So one, 2, 3. Let's put it 4 down. So we'll put it here, actually. Hi there, zombie. Okay. Bye. And since we're not floating over the void over here, this is where we're gonna build the mechanism. Well, not the void, but you know, floating over empty space. The mechanism will go here. So we'll put the dispenser right there. Okay. Good, good. You. And the comparator here. There's the 2 pulses, 1 here, 1 here. I think this one was a repeater. And this one went this way to wrap around to the block here. Empty bucket, please. Empty bucket. All right, so then this one went this way. And we had that's not what I wanted to pop out, is it? This is. There was an open crate there, so we'll just put a dirt into the that, and this was the block that had the torch on it. No. This is the one that had the torch on it. So we need to get power into that. And that was done that way. And that, I believe, was on a delay. So if we put a full bucket in there, of course, and it should have poured the bucket, and then of course it says, hey, this one's empty. It should not be there anymore. Okay, DJ, thank you for the follow. Oh. Is it as simple as replacing this with a solid block? No. Hey, Fang! Oh, okay. So I think we have set up the system. I've been doing alright. Been doing alright. Alright, so we need Hopper Hawks. We need 2. Well, hi! It's nice to see you, even if it's just for a short time. Alright. So we have our setup, but we need the... are we gonna drop them out? Might have to, because that's a whole block. If I put a chest there, it won't work. So we'll do an open crate here and drop them out and have another Hopper Hawk pick them up. And we'll need a Hopper Hawk over here. Put them into the dispenser. Empty buckets go in there, which we should have some of. Alright. And that one up, whoa! That one up there will be full buckets. So clearly we don't need this entire pool. It can be trimmed down to that. No. That. Yay. Uh-huh. Oh, it's my path to the... Down here, I think, is the cave spider spawner. That's what the 3 torches are supposed to mean. There, got rid of the excess bulk. Now... Now the redstone headache again commences in trying to figure out what I need to do. To make it work. Alright. We need some Hopper Hawks. We could go with a petite one for the water empty bucket one because we're going to drop directly on it. So we're going to steal you. I have to set up a fancier system for that anyway. And then we need to make another one. Might as well make some extra root. See here. Redstone root is the first piece. Then we've got a rune of air. I grabbed 2. And the petals, which we'll do one at a time since we don't have the storage space inventory space. And then a seed, which we learned is plural. Okay. Grab. I think I made extra pasture seeds. I have dirt. Let's look. Pasture seeds. Alright, so now we have a regular hopper hawk and a floating hopper hawk, or a petite hopper hawk. And oh, I should have made the open crate. Open crate. Okay. How do I get down there? All right. Petite, right here. The full size one. We'll go down here somewhere. I don't need it dropping quite so far. I'm just thinking this might be a perfect opportunity for a spectranthemum flower. So the full bucket would land here, and the spectranthemum would teleport it within 12 blocks. I'm wondering if it could arrive up there. Would it show up in the chest or on top? Could it teleport it to a hopper that's sitting in the chest? Oh boy. Alright, so step number 1 is to Alright, this hopper hawk can fit that area. So if we did the funnel right here. Or better yet, up there, and had it drop to here. So it'll land here in the hopper. Hawk will pick it up. And it would go right there, and that would be what we put our empty bucket. This will be where our thing goes. We need another open crate. So what we need to do up here is create the clock with the comparator into the full chest, which won't be right there. We'll move it. Don't know where yet. But this will be the full chest. Okay. I believe I've made a small amount of progress. We can now, with a timer, even if I had an hourglass, make buckets of water. They can't be put back in the system yet, but we can make buckets of water. So our next step is to put them into whatever storage that we're going to have, which will be just a chest with buckets of water in it. And I can do that two ways. I can do that with a Spectranthemum flower, which teleports items up to 12 blocks away. We teleport it, bind it to a hopper on top of a chest. Full buckets of water will go into the chest. Or I can use a hopper hawk and just have the full buckets somewhere else. And just have like a crystal cube up here telling me how many buckets I have. If I moved you and put you here, and let's say this is empty buckets, this is full buckets. I don't think I want to put the redstone here. I think I want to do how do I do this? I seriously think I could do this. It doesn't have to be like straight up and down tileable. I have to remember how I did that clock. And have that be the empty bucket dropped somewhere. And have this be the full bucket with the comparator line out. But do I want to see that? Or do I want to try and hide it underground? We're gonna need another funnel. How much space do I have under here that I could dig out near this? probably put it next to it right here. Sure, we'll figure this out. But I don't think I'll be able to figure it out tonight, today, whatever time it is. My throat's getting worse, and so I think I might need to rest it. Can I pick you up? I can if I put stuff in you. That's the finished. Yep. Alright guys, I am going to call it for today. My throat is just getting worse, so I am going to actually rest my throat, probably struggle with this, and whatever I come up with, you'll get to see tomorrow morning. I'll do my morning grind tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, hopefully, if my throat doesn't get any worse. We'll see. I really want to be doing this, but yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm sorry, it's such an odd stream to watch me dink around with redstone that I don't understand. But hopefully we'll get some cool stuff figured out, and once this is figured out, we'll be able to really get cranking on making the flowers automated and making that happen. So, I hope to see you back here next time, and have a great day. Bye!